Gentlemen, we've got a fine show for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the top of the order queue there. You aren't going to believe.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
That's a turnaround to your right. I don't want to go into the sun, but I
What's up, guys and girls? How the bloomin' devil are you? It's Friday and we are here. Yes, it's Friday night. Well, it is for some of us. And yes, you are tuned in to Friday Night Live. And let me tell you this, it's only the bloomin' 49th episode. Who would have thought it? Yes, another week of 2024 is in the bag. And here we are, yet again, of another Friday evening, ready, set, and ready to rock and roll, baby. We are in good moods, and I hope you are too. So whether you've finished work or whether you're one of the unfortunate ones that's still grinding, I hope you can at some point join us here, whether it's live or whether it's just on that replay. I hope to see you in the comments and saying, what's up? Let me know. Let me know, how has the week treated you all? Has it been good? What have you done? What adventures have you had? Or what have you got planned for the weekend ahead? Because as always, I will do my very best to keep an eye on the live chats. I say this every week and then I fail miserably. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I do go through the live chat after every single show. And if there are things that I've missed, questions or such like, I do my very best to take a little snippet and I'll bring it into a further show down the road and try to get back to you. But if I do see it in the show, I'll write it, read it out. And yeah, it's just nice, man, because the community that builds in the little chat is something else. If you've never dropped in on one of the lives, feel free to jump in there. Welcome yourself, and everybody is awesome in there. However, if you don't want to do that and you just want to sit on the sidelines, chill out and just be part of the show, then that is all good too. There is no drama llamas in this little Friday night show. So, yes, I've said it. I do try my very best to keep a little watch on the live chat, but this leads into something that last week was absolutely remarkable. If you haven't caught last week's show, go back. There has been many people, one, give high praise that it was just awesome. Two, that absolutely ribbed me for my face when I realised what I'd missed. And yeah, it's just been awesome. So I appreciate you guys and girls reaching out and just giving praise. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep an eye on the live chat of all of the weeks, of all of the shows. For whatever reason, I think it's because I disturbed the actual feed. So where I've moved it, it stayed where I moved it to, and I needed to click on a little arrow that basically spins you down to the bottom and it keeps you up to date with everything that's going on. And as you guys type, it just keeps on rolling and I see everything that's going on. So if you didn't see last week, there was an individual, a remarkable gentleman by the name of Mr. Ben Gravy, drop into the live chats. And yes, the Grom completely missed it. So yeah, but my face, when I did realise that, a few people have remarked on just how entertaining my face was after realising I've missed out on possibly one of the most legendary drop-ins into the chats since the conception of the show. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, this week it's a little bit different, guys and girls. Coffee pot's empty. Yes, it's warm in the UK. Finally, it's got hot. We might actually be having summer as I speak. So, we've gone a little bit crazy. Broke out the 10 Zing, didn't I? I thought we'll get a little bit of caffeine, but we'll also get fired up too. So, I blame the Viking surfer and his lovely wife for this one. Admittedly, it is all like natural, you know, it's not fired up like the other brands of energy drinks out there. But at the Wave last week, it was the first time I drunk one of those traditional, well-branded energy drinks for 4 years. And let's just say I was fired up after that. That was pretty epic. But we'll talk more about that later on in the show. I hope you have a cold beverage, a hot beverage, or whatever is your favourite style of beverage ready beside you to just keep you refreshed throughout the show. So yeah, this week we've dropped the coffee, man, because it is a little bit warm. And who knows, like I say, we might actually just be having summer here in the UK. So I hope wherever you are, it's getting nice, warm and roasty and you're feeling that kind of summer vibe. Maybe even a little bit of that aloha spirit in your life. Now, let's see if I can do this without making a complete hash of it. One, huge shout out to everybody that's getting on in the live chats. It's already blowing up and I love it. Which leads me to say this. Last week on the live chats, now one, I figured out how to be able to see what was like statistically happening or analytically happening while the show was going on. And I just staggered across it after the show. And this absolutely blew my mind. But there's a few things that I want to bring up from weeks gone by. But first of all, I've just got to show you this because it's nutty. If you guys and girls can see that. Now, at one point, it was going off. And I want to say the reactions were going at, like, in that height there was 380 something reactions. But look at the total number of reactions for that entire show. So to everybody that was tuned in and doing exactly what you lot are doing now, just smashing the hell out of that heart button. Yeah, you racked up a miraculous, was it 6,146 reactions within less than 50 minutes, I believe. So Friday night salute to you lovely people for that. Because again, I was just like, that's nuts. And I know there was a few people that said to me in the live chat that it had dropped out. Their app had died during the show because they were going that ham on the reaction button. So yeah, appreciate the hell out of you guys and girls for that one. Now, let me see if I've got this button right. No, we ain't got that right. So, where is it? It is. No, there's another tab. What have I done with it? That one. So, yes, I believe it was last week. I asked, what should we call the people in the live chat? All these celebrities these days have like collective names for their fans. And I did like Bob Marsh's answer on this, calling the collective the Gromlings. I thought that was an absolute winner. And then on top of that, the option, the obvious, would be the Grommets. And that can work on two ways. If you're a fan of Wallace and Gromit, or if you know the term for young surfers, which is Grom, and which is short for Grommets. So I quite like that. There was also another one that said the Barmy Army, or the Grom Army. I quite liked the Grom Army. And then this past weekend when we were at the Wave, there was actually stickers being handed out. And huge shout out to Rich Slade on this one, because he managed to grab hold of this sticker that's got the Grom Squad written all over it. So I'll pronounce that again. Sorry, the caffeine's not kicked in yet. The sticker is the Grom Squad. And I assume there's obviously already a company out there that's coined the Grom Squad, which sucks, but nevertheless, I reckon it works. But Grom Army, Grommets, you'll have to let me know in the live chats. What do you reckon the winner is there? Grom Squad sounds like a banger to me. But I'm sorry, I don't know if I can go back. I can go all the way around. The Gromlins, that's up there, dude. I'm loving that one. That is on another level. So, yeah. But again, huge shout out to you lovely lot. Everybody that just gets in the live chats and just sort of just gets involved and gets a little like, a whole nother show going on in there. It's awesome. So some more energy drinks and another toast to you lovely people. Nonetheless, let's do it. Let's get back on track with the show. Let's get to the bit that you all have been waiting for. I know you love it. And let the abuse begin, my lovely people. Good evening, guys and girls. And yes, you are tuned in to another Friday Night Live News, where we try to bring you the best, the funniest, the most out there, and basically the most furthest away from mainstream news that is physically possible in this amazing little planet that we call Earth. So, this week, on the levels of temperature, this I thought was a good start to the show. Around 30 students ate the extremely hot snack which brought to the school by one of the students, police said. Yes, guys and girls, in Japan, check this one out, more than a dozen students have been taken to hospital after they became ill from eating extremely spicy crisps. Reportedly given out by a fellow pupil for fun, basically there was, after 13 girls and one boy, so 14 students there, but they're saying that in total around 30 students had to be like taken to emergency services after eating these crisps because they were that hot. A couple of kids basically reported nausea, stomach pain, mouth pain, loads of things going on, and in the end they even got like the fire department involved. Local police and the fire department were called to the school, so I don't know quite what they were going to do, but nevertheless that they were being well catered for. Around 30 students had been eating the extremely spicy crisps labelled 18 plus curry crisps, or chips even, brought to the school by one of the students. The ages of the students are unclear, but the Japanese high school begins at the age 15, so who blooming knows. The company has made that make these snacks, I'm going to try to pronounce this one correctly, Isoyama Corp, said in a statement on Wednesday it apologised for any inconvenience to the customers and sincerely wished for a swift recovery of those who reported feeling unwell. So I reckon, I'm going to open this one up to the chat. Do you reckon the Grom needs to try to track down a bag of these crisps and just see how gnarly they are? Because I think that would be a good vlog episode, right? Especially when it's like wiped out 30 kids. Could be, might even be a Friday night challenge. But while on the subject of things hotting up, the UK is set to a sizzling temperature of around, and wait for it guys and girls, 30 degrees C. Yeah, I don't know what's gone on in the world, but according to basically the Met Office, which is our big boys that tell us what's going on in the weather, the UK is hot enough to be able to fry an egg on a car bonnet, which kind of also worries me, the fact that nowadays they class 30 degrees C as being kind of like soaring heat. Don't know. But basically, they're expecting temperatures of 30 and above, potentially making the hottest day of the year. The current record for 2024 was set on June 26th in Surrey, where temperatures went to 30 degrees, 0.5 C. Like, what? Come on. No offense, but I know there's probably people watching now that deal with that as like a cold day. But for basically the UK to be hyped up, we're getting 30 degrees, baby, and I am taking it all the way. The first thing that I heard when I walked into my workplace this morning was somebody saying, "Don't worry, it's going to rain soon." And I'm just like, hey man, like don't stop it with those negative waves, man. According to the Met Office, the weather model, the southeast could see temperatures of a whopping 31, while other southern central areas as well as East Anglia might not be far behind on highs of 30 C. Meanwhile, the Midlands and Yorkshire could see highs of 28 and 29. So not only do we bring you awesome facts, we're bringing you the weather these days, guys and girls. Well, if you live in the UK, we're not going to start doing worldwide weather, but hey, who knows? Anyway, rounding it up this evening with the last story, we've already reported this year on rats that ate an entire stash of marijuana that was being held in an evidence room in a police station. This week we're going the next level. The sheep have been at it. So, a flock of sheep acting weirdly were found to have munched down on a crop of weed. Wildfires, heat waves and flooding had destroyed key grazing areas for the flocks in Greece. So the sheep invaded a greenhouse which produces medical cannabis. The owner told Friday Night Live last year that his crop had already been badly damaged by extreme weather, and once inside, the sheep simply finished off what was left. The owner had said, we'd had floods, we'd almost lost everything, and now this. The herd entered the greenhouse and ate what was left. I don't know what to say, honestly. 100 kilograms of the crop was destroyed, and the sheep were feeling lightheaded. I can imagine they were. The shepherd of the flock said that the sheep began to exhibit strange behaviour after returning. He said they were jumping higher than goats, which never happens. So I don't know if they were jumping higher than goats, but all I do know is that I can imagine they had a whale of a time. They've probably discovered consciousness, and who knows. I've heard of pigs in space, but it might be sheep that's taken over the world. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned. But if it does happen, you'll hear it here first on the Friday Night Live News. Well, what did you think to that, guys and girls? That was almost professional, if you ask me. We done well. You notice how I didn't pick any stupid names to try to read out this week, and then even then I struggled with one or two. But I reckon if nobody has already fired off in the live chats, which I need to expand this for my weary little eyes, and if anybody says I should put the glasses back on, I might do something very abusive. I wouldn't. I love you, really. If you do think that the Grom should order a set of those 18 plus, I don't know, chili chips or whatever they were called, fire chips, let me know in the live chats, or if you're watching after the fact, let me know in the comments below, and we'll try to make it happen. I can only imagine that we could get them shipped here some way, shape or form, but I think that could be quite fun and entertaining to try. Who knows? So, on with the show, and the first thing that I should have done this week was let you know that this week's show was going to be very much different to what it actually is. And on that note, I just want to give a huge shout out and a hold tight the man like suspense, because there was going to be some awesomeness this evening. However, he can't travel because there's like a huge shortage of insulin in the UK. Long story, and if he's in the live chat, he can tell you more. But yeah, so show changed up. But just wanted to, say, dude, we're thinking of you, and hope to see you soon, brother. But also, that goes to say that there is another gentleman that was possibly going to be involved in this madness, the legendary Dino Ward. So, yeah, don't give too much away in the live chat, and we'll see if we can make it happen one day, because I know Suspense is definitely going to get on here. And Dino, man, we should get you on here as well. It'd be pretty awesome if you're in the live. I'd appreciate that. So, yeah, but what a week it has been, guys and girls. If you've been avid watchers of the vlog, you would have seen that I had a blinding weekend last weekend, and there was a few people that were involved in making that as awesome as it was. The legendary Tory, or Van Life Wonder, however you know her, the man himself, Mr. Rich Slade, who is also in the live chats. Absolute brilliant to have you there last weekend. And dude, thank you so much for manning the camera while I went out on my session. So I appreciate you for that, dude. And yeah, you scored some epic clips. So brilliant, thank you. And hope to see you at the wave again real soon, dude. I've been plotting and scheming, and the plan is I want to get there soon. But definitely before I go away. I need all the help I can get. On top of that, I want to give a massive shout out to the legendary Viking surfer and his lovely wife-to-be, because again, your company was awesome, and that also goes for a load of other people that I can't remember their names, and there's just so many to mention that I met on the day, whether it was because of the people that I was with or just random people that I kind of got chatting to. It was awesome. And if you're tuned in, thank you. Thank you for making the session at the Wave just, again, another one for the history books. It was amazing. It was epic. And I've also bonded with another human being on a completely different level, to the point where I actually tied leashes with him, or actually more to the point, he lassoed my leg with a leash, which was pretty epic. And don't worry, I'll show you the clip later on in the show. But that was a little bit remarkable, and let's just say I have never had that happen to me, so it will go down, and I want to say the guy's name is Rob. If I've got that wrong, dude, I apologise. It's been a week and my brain is not very good at the best of times with names. But dude, what an epic session, and what an epic memory for the record books, and obviously caught on video. And it was so funny because just before that happened, the guy was actually saying to me, he was like, dude, my buddy is going to video this wave. If you're lucky, you might even get on the video clip, which cracked me up, because at that current time, I think I had 4 people stood in the middle of the jetty all videoing me, and it was like, yeah, don't worry, dude. Like, absolutely awesome. And then to get the most monumental, just gnarliness, literally after having that conversation, that doesn't usually happen. If you are anyone in the video industry, or just an avid kind of camera person or something, you'll just know that the minute you pack the camera away or switch the camera off, or whatever it is you do, just instantly, the minute you turn the camera away, the most remarkable things will happen, and you'll just be like, damn it. However, for once, the cameras were rolling and all of the gnarliness happened. But that leads us into the next segment of the show that we will try to do very professionally, I'll have you know, if I can remember where I've got to go. It's something like this, right? I don't even know anymore. Let's get it rolling, baby.
And then after that, just drop in, just ride the barrel and get pitted, so pitted.
So, I haven't got my funky hat on this week, and we kind of let the surf vibes down, but nevertheless, wanted to give you a little bit of a surf report, because we haven't done one for a few weeks. It's kind of along what I was just discussing. However, I wanted to give you a little bit more information, and also let you see a pretty phenomenal clip. So, if you weren't aware that this weekend just gone at the Wave Pool in Bristol, they run the surf show for 2024. And it was awesome. There was some great vendors there. There was some heavy names in the game. One of them being GoPro there, which were pretty cool to chat to. And alongside that, there was a few other groups, and I'm not going to be able to mention them all, but one in particular that I really wanted to just touch on was the Wave Project. And there is numerous ones throughout the UK, but the individuals we were speaking to on Saturday were actually from the Wave Project Bristol. And I just wanted to give them a huge shout out. If you're not aware of what these guys and girls do, they basically, and I hope I get this correct, in saying that they're like a non-profit organisation, charity, that runs in multiple spots around the UK, and they help children, I want to say, with mental health issues and other things. And I want to say I'm correct in saying they also deal with children with disabilities and just a whole heap of things. And basically they just get them out there in the sea or at the wave pool, and they get them involved in surfing. And obviously if there's anybody in the live chat that surfs, you will know how just awesome it is for just mental health and well-being and vibes, dude. So a huge shout out to the Wave Project, and most especially to the Wave Project Bristol and the individuals that were at the Wave on Saturday, just because it was awesome chatting to you, great meeting you. And I know that there's a few people within the vibe of the Grom that is actually currently raising money for this charity. And I believe if you go and check out their page, which I'm going to put a link in the description below, it will be in there after the show, that you can actually go to this page, check them out, and you can make donations. So again, if you do, and there's a comment box, say, hey, we are here with a Friday Night Live and the Grom, and we just want to get kids stoked and out there surfing, frothing, and living their best lives. Because I'm definitely going to try to do a little something more going forwards, and who knows, watch this space, you might even something along the lines of these guys, maybe even making an appearance, but who knows. So awesome surf show. If you ever get to do it, remarkable. Let's just say, man, if you know the Grom, then you will know the fact that when it comes down to surfing, he drowns better than he surfs, and he looks pretty gnarly when he does it as well. So yeah, I hope this clip plays well, and I hope you can see what's going on here, and I'll kind of explain as it happens. So I anchor the poor guy trying to take off on that wave as his leash is wrapped around my leg, basically pulled me off my board, pulled me under the water. And let's just say, as an experience, that's possibly the most gnarly surfing experience to date. Everybody hopes that they will stay super chilled and just, you know, keep composure, stay calm, deal with the issue. And there's like a 50-50% chance that when the hits the fan, you sort of deal with it chilled, or you just completely freak out. I am absolutely chuffed that in that circumstance, I done the first part, which was chill, get the problem sorted, popped up, give it the almighty like hair salon hair flick, told the guy that he was good to go, and then after that went on to score a pretty epic wave myself. So who knows, maybe I need to completely like stress myself out and put myself under some really gnarly interaction, and then maybe I'll just be an awesome surfer. Who blooming knows? But yeah, a little bit of a rough surf report. Hadn't done it for a little while, but we will be bringing you more, and that's something that I would like you guys to let me know in the comments below. As in regards to the surf report, do you want to see reviews? Do you want to see product reviews? Do you want to see, like, I don't know, companies that I reckon you should go and check out? Guys and girls that surf in like the live chats, if you want to get involved in the surf report, maybe even send the Grom a report on your local spot. Maybe tell some people of like, let's not blow up secret spots. Obviously Google Maps doesn't make anything secret anymore, but hey, maybe you want to do a little thing, let me know, and let's work it out. Let's get back to the main show though, shall we? So it was a little bit of a rough surf report, but I just wanted to give you a breakdown, and obviously if anybody's watching that didn't see last week's vlog, just give you an insight into actually what happened there, because it was just, seriously, at the wave there was a lot of people over the course of the weekend, and it was good and it was kind of gnarly. And it was gnarly because on the session that I went out on, there was so many people in that session, it was just unreal. And it was pretty cool because one thing I came away from feeling not burnt out, and that was a high like score for me, just to do the session, take it at my own pace, kind of just get in my own little world, enjoy it, froth, and yeah, just get through it with no major like noodle arms at the end. It was all good. And then to have that incident happen and just deal with it, and afterwards pretty much be hanging up my jersey and see the same lifeguard instructor, if you want to call her that, and her to be like, dude, I thought you were going to drown. And I was like, yeah, it was epic. So yeah, absolutely, completely mental, but nevertheless, pretty cool experience, because hey man, you know, the craziest things can happen, and if we can deal with them, that's always a step up in the world of living, if you ask me. But yeah, so who blooming knows what the future will hold in regards to the Wave project. But again, if you haven't checked those guys and girls out, like I say, I will leave a link in the description below. So go and check them out, man. They are an awesome, awesome charity. And like I say, watch this space on that one, guys and girls. So if you have seen, you will notice that there is actually a poll running this evening, and I just wanted to touch on it. It was just something that I've been kind of contemplating in the background. I did start a Discord channel. I want to say I've pronounced that right. Many months ago, and then just didn't promote it. Didn't get it kind of how I wanted it. and it sort of died a little bit of a death. However, it exists. That's why I mentioned it in the poll. But I just thought it would be kind of interesting to build a Friday Night Live community away from the show, because again, the live chats just always fire off, and I know that there's a few people in there that just have awesome rapport between each other, but they might not actually have forms of conversation away from the chat. And I'm thinking, hey man, why don't we open up something, a forum, a space, a group, whatever you want to call it, where all of you viewers of the Friday Night Live can get involved. And like I was saying in regards to the surf chat, if there's video clips, things that you want to share, instead of having to send them to me via email, you can just share them in the group. And if I put something in there saying in regards to, are you all happy to have the footage shared that you include, then it's just a really nice place that I can just cherry pick stuff from and be like, hey, here's some clips from gnarly surfers, or here's some amazing photos that somebody's taken, and we can just kind of, I don't know, we can just promote each other doing what we do and enjoying it along the way. And maybe, who knows, you just don't know what sort of relationships or communication paths that you might strike with other individuals away from the Friday Night Live. Because hey man, coming together, building community and building team is pretty epic in any walks of life. And let me just say one thing, as much as I try to take over the world on a sort of solo mission, again, the weekend being proof is that sometimes you're just so handy, one, having another pair of hands, but also just to have a few people to pick up the vibe and bring good energy and stoke to what was already awesome, just to make it like out of this world, upper hemisphere, kind of like, well, stratosphere, should I say, levels of just awesome. And wouldn't it be cool if we can continue to build that kind of vibe? Anyway, I'm going to let the poll run for a little bit longer and then I'll clear it off. So again, if you haven't dropped in there, feel free to, but there is no pressure. You don't have to get involved in that, and it's just running. And yeah, awesomeness. Anyway, let's just have a little, I'm going to try to make an attempt, unless I can almost guarantee I'll open up the live chats. I'll like give it a little bit of scroll, and I don't know, the Mahatma Gandhi, or like, I don't know, some alien extraterrestrial drop in and just be like, greetings from God knows where, and I'll miss it, you know, because that's kind of what happens. But again, for all of you like hitting the reactions, if you're trying to beat last week's record, I think you are doing well. So let's just give some shout outs, man. I'm going to get to the bottom of the top of the list, even tops, bottoms. So as always, the usual suspects. Good evening, Dan. Good evening, Pippa. Good evening, Cockney Buddha. Good evening, Dave Usan. Good evening, Rich Slade. Good evening, Bob Marsh. Good evening, Dino Ward. Who else have we got? It does seem like it's the usual suspects. And you're just blowing up the chats, man. Amongst you all, you are doing well. Ah, the legendary Matthew. Dude, I hope you're well. I'm not sure if he's still in the live chats. You guys and girls have been going hard. Don't use the glasses outside. You might start a bushfire. Look, if we can cook eggs on carb bonnets this weekend, yeah, I'll make sure that they're not in direct sunlight so I don't set the house on fire. Thank you very much for the care and the concern, Dave. I hope you're well, my friend. Oh dear. And I'm almost thinking I could see some chilies and some chips. Shit, yeah. Ain't me noshing them. Yeah, okay. So I'm claiming I reckon hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much, Cockney Buddha, for telling everybody to do that, because I just don't. So yeah, if you are watching, do what Cockney Buddha said. I'm reckoning there's going to be a few people that probably say, yeah, fire it up, man, get hold of some of those chips. But as I say, I'll go through the live chat after the show. Do not worry. But it is awesome to have you all here. Seriously, man, what's going on? I need to either drink more energy drink, or the show's just not right without the coffee. Who knows, man? And yeah, talking about coffee, where's the goddamn coffee guy? He's back from holiday. I reckon he's already getting ready for the weekend. He's got a good one planned. and I've been trying to convince him to come to the wave. So again, if any of you lot feel like the legendary coffee guy should get in on a session at Bristol, just type coffee surfer in the live chats, and yeah, I'll just push him that way and be like, dude, the people have spoken. So I mentioned them last week. I believe it was last week. It was my channel of the week. It was Ombi Surf. And again, maybe you have no interest in surfing. I have been completely overdosing on it as of last weekend and all week, if I'm brutally honest. And Ombi Surf have not failed. I've tuned into something like 8 or 9 of their lives in the last 2 days. Obviously watched them on replay because they haven't put out 9 lives in the last 2 days. But just absolutely remarkable. And there's a few things that are being said in there that have really changed up my mind in the way that I'm thinking about approaching my next surf session. And I'd be really interested to know if any of you guys and girls watching, if you have ever consumed any of the content from Ombi Surf. Have you tried any of the things that they've mentioned? Have you taken any of them on board? Did they make any improvements to where you are at in your surfing journey? And yeah, just again, let me know in the comments below, fire it in the live chats, and I'll get to reading them at some point, because yeah, I've been really taken back by the way that Clayton, the guy that kind of is the coach for Ombi Surf, explains things. And even today alone, in one of the lives, there was just so many moments where the penny dropped. And the only disappointment for me is I'm not close enough to the sea to be able to go and implement the little penny drop moments, like as they're fresh and as they're in my mind. But let's just say I am trying to figure out how I've got to hustle some way, shape or form to get to the coast. I can tell you one thing, I will not be heading to the coast in the UK this weekend, because I can't imagine there'll be much space anywhere in any parking areas, any beach fronts, or probably in the water for that fact. Because if it's going to be a warm one, which, you know, the weather forecast, or should we say the weatherman says, it's going to be still warm, still good and still vibey, everybody is going to be at the beach. So the Grom will not be there this weekend, but we need to get there soon, guys and girls, because let's just say I came away from the wave session feeling confident, feeling good, but just feeling like I need to really work on some fundamentals. It was nice to come away and not feel completely burnt out from the session though. That was definitely an up. So let's close the poll. I'm just looking at my noteboard. Is there anything that I've missed? Yeah, nothing. We're doing well, guys and girls. It's almost like we know what we're doing. Saying that, if you haven't seen Sunday's vlog about me saying about, I think it almost looks like I know what I'm doing, go and check that one out. If you haven't seen the vlogs, just go and check all the vlogs out. Watch all 1,663 of them and get back to me. Let me know what you think before next Friday. So let's stop this poll and let's see what's going on. So, wow. That's pretty, oh, okay. 20% Facebook. It's almost a unanimous job there. 80% say if there is going to be a group, it should be on WhatsApp. So that's quite interesting. And I wonder, I'd be also interested, how many of you lot looked at Discord and was like, what the hell is that when it's at home? So I noticed nobody said no thanks. So that is very promising. We will look into this. Obviously, there is I want to say it's a community page for the Friday night live on WhatsApp. And I think I've left it in the description. So again, if you want to go and check that out, it's there. My only downfall for that particular group that I created is that it's very one way. So I was trying to jump on the bandwagon of all the big media outlets who have a WhatsApp page, and it's basically a one-way traffic flow. So I can post stuff, but anybody else that is a follower or however they coin it, they can't reply. They can only react, i.e. put thumbs up or little emojis. Whereas I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be fully kind of interactive, backwards and forwards. I want you guys and girls to be able to communicate amongst yourselves, and it all to be just kind of good vibes, inspiration, positive energies, and just, yeah, getting after it, whatever it may be, whether it's art, photography, videography, making vlogs, podcasts, surfing, whatever it is. We'll play with that idea. So guys and girls, on that note, I do want to say, if you haven't, please hit the notification bell, hit the like button, do all of the things that all the YouTubers recommend you to do. Hit the bell, hit the notification for all, hit the share button, send it to everybody in your contacts and say, hey, this is a Fruit Loop that does a Friday night live show. If you've got nothing better to do, tune into YouTube, see what he's up to. He usually drinks a lot of coffee, gets fired up and talks about silly news articles. And on top of that, and I'm going to do it because I haven't done it all show, and I'm going to see if we can get this real flush. Again, guys and girls, if there is articles, posts currently, until we can sort out a Facebook or a WhatsApp group, more to the point, please feel free, if you want to get at me for any articles, a shine a light, or you just want to send some mad, crazy clips, please feel free to hit me up. I will respond regardless, even with just general confirmations to say, yes, I've got your email, I've seen it, and it has been taken note of, because I don't want you feeling like you've sent me stuff and I've just looked at it and not replied. So I will do my very best. On that, guys and girls, I hope you're in a good spirit for the weekend ahead. I hope you're in a good place, and I hope you're looking forward to it. I hope the weather's good for you guys and girls, wherever it is you may reside in this wonderful little world. But that is the end of another show, which scarily leads us to thinking that next Friday's show is the 50th. Yes, you heard it. Half a century, the 50th Friday Night Live show, which I kind of feel like we need to do something good. I might even, I might have to put some plans in for this one, but who knows. Until then, stay awesome, stay focused, stay positive. Stay getting out there and after the things that you want to achieve in this life, because I hate to say it, nobody's going to do it for you. You are the only person that can get out there and make it count. On that, I will see you back here, same time, same place, 10:45 Friday, GMT if you're wonderfully in the UK, or like all other time codes in the world, depending on where you are. But until then, I'll see you next week, and stay stoked. Be sure of it. And if you can, stoke somebody else up. Let them have a good day.